What's going on, y'all? I'm back with another video. So, I stumbled across YouTube. I've been on YouTube for the past hour or so. And I was just, scrolling and happened to see Jason Whitlock. And the title of the video says, "The Tyre Nichols tragedy is a result of baby mama culture." It says Jason Whitlock. So, it's interesting that Jason Whitlock had correlated the situation that transpired of the death of Tyre in the hands of these 5 black officers to the baby mama culture. And I can agree to that statement because due to the fact that when it comes to a man being raised in a household by a single mom and there's no male authority, no father figure in the household, these men become much more disruptive to society. They become more violent, a lot more of an emotional thinker. So I can see where he's coming from, but I want you guys to hear this video out of what he's bringing out, and I'll have my input as well.
Everyone's behaving inappropriately, including these 5 Memphis police officers. It's an open and shut case. The camera from above captures the police doing something totally illegal. The second-degree murder charges are warranted. This is going to be a revisitation of the Walter Scott, the guy that got shot on camera by a cop in the back. He got convicted, went to prison. It's an open and shut case. This is too. I don't get what people are protesting about. These are 5 black officers. The victim is black. The police chief is black. The police have been fired and charged, and they will be convicted, I would assume, by a predominantly black jury in a city that's 65% black. So the system is going to work here. What the other system that's working is the corporate media's insistence on promoting racial division at the behest, in my view, of the military-industrial complex. They want us all looking at this and not looking at what they're doing in Ukraine as they drag America and the world into World War III. This is a distraction, in my opinion.
Absolutely, it is a distraction. And I say that because when it comes to major events occurring overseas and the United States is involved in it, it's always something that's going on. And we can never forget as far as like certain things going on around these times of the year. Dead smack of winter. A lot of people are passing away. They pass away around these times. Suicide, murder rate goes up. People are more depressed. Basically, it's just you never know what's really going on behind the scenes outside of the U.S. when the U.S. also has their involvement in it. Because look at what the situation is in this country. Basically, this country was built on bloodshed, and this country has taken a lot of resources from other different countries around the world. So I definitely agree with that. I don't blame him for saying that. It's definitely true. It's a lot of things that are taking place outside of the U.S. that's going to occur in the U.S.
CNN hyped this video like they were hyping the Super Bowl. And there's really only 60 seconds of relevant content. You show the police misconduct from overhead as they brutalize this man and make it clear this is an open and shut case and the guys are going to be convicted, and we move on. They treated this like a Super Bowl, enraging people, promoting the violence, and this is the most important story in the history of the planet. It's not. What's going on in Ukraine and our military involvement in Ukraine, that's the most important story going on in the world, but they don't want you focused on that.
That is such a good point. And you would, you've been in the news business all your life, 35 years or something. I felt guilty putting that video on the screen, not because I was on anyone's side. I felt obviously bad about it. It was horrible. but because you don't want to put ugly things on TV and inflame passions. You want people to be reasonable and think things through and reach wise decisions. Why would news organizations, I mean, they really want to make people enraged, clearly.
They don't want us.
Well, I'd say it's based on a lot of things that's presented in the media. You can consider it a psyop, a psychological operation. It's basically playing on the emotions of society as a whole to get people to basically become a lot more reactive than proactive, turning people more emotional, letting people express feeling over rationality. Anything that happens like this is the way to be able to manipulate a person's emotions and also take away what's really important. Why, basically teaching you not to be able to think and question, well, what's the meaning behind all this? Why did this happen? And what's really going on? Why do situations like this occur all the time? Not knowing that there's something else that's going on, like I was saying earlier, outside of the U.S., that's bigger than these whole police brutality situations. Think about it.
Focused on reality. Hey, if they want us to devote an hour of coverage to this and weekend coverage of this, and they want to take us to a good place, I would examine the racial element of this, because there is a racial element. And this is a story about young black men and their inability to treat each other in a humane way. Everybody involved in this on the street level was either 24 to 32 years old. Everybody. It was a group of young black men, 5-on-1. Looked like gang violence.
Yep, young guys, 24. I'm 24 myself, so I definitely know what's up. A lot of these young guys, they're not being raised properly. They weren't raised properly, and it comes down to, the situations of the household. How they grow up depends on what they were taught in the household.
To me, it looked like what young black men do when they're supervised by a single black woman. And that's...
Man, that's crazy, man. And I was going through the comment section while I was checking out this video earlier, just watching it and just, gathering my thoughts together as far as what was being said. And a lot of women get pissed off by that type of stuff, bro. You'll be quick to say that the black man needs to take accountability. Oh, that's the black man's kryptonite. But the thing is, people just need to start taking accountability in general. You know what I'm saying? It's always a debate as far as like who takes accountability more. And really, because since the man is in a higher position in life for certain things, the man is taught sooner about accountability than a woman. See, the woman can actually get away with a lot more things. To be honest, the woman has more of a getaway due to her being the smaller vessel, the weaker vessel. That's just how it is. And also, before I start the video again, I would like to say this is definitely a key factor of making sure that you have both parents in the household. Therefore, it creates a balance. If it's not a father in that household or any kind of male figure, matter of fact, if the dad is not there, if there's no other male figure, there's no balance to that household. It's going to be chaotic.
They got going on in the Memphis Police Department. They've elected some or put some black woman in charge of the police force, and we're getting the same kind of chaos and disunity and violence that we see in a lot of these cities that are run by single mothers. If we want to discuss the breakdown of family that leads to disrespect for authority, that causes you to resist the police and run from the police and not comply with the police because you resist authority at all time, because there was no male authority in your home, let's have that discussion. But that's not where they want to take us. They want to take us down the path of saying, you know what, this is Tucker Carlson's fault. This is some random this is Donald Trump's fault. It's not. It's the breakdown of family and the buying in to all these left-wing things that have nothing to do with promoting family.
You've been on the show so many times, and every single time you say something I never would have thought of, including what you just said, and I appreciate it. Jason Whitlock.